So I've started to buy Funko Pops this year, and I think they're pretty cool. Not the best, not the worst, but a cool little novelty to have of your favorite character. However, I have heard some disdain towards Funko Pops, especially since they have recently announced that they are going bankrupt. So I will be debunking these in this video. I hope you enjoy it. A problem people have with Funko Pops are that many people collect a ton of them and spend so much money. I'd like to say this. If one person is just buying a crap ton of Funko Pops and reselling them on eBay for like three times the price, then I agree that person is a douchebag and it should be heavily frowned upon for scalping. However, if someone just genuinely enjoys collecting Funko Pops and has a collection, why do you care so much? What is it about, let's say, a grown adult, for example, spending their hard earned money on figurines of characters because they like them? If it bothers you that much, then that shows more about you than a grown adult spending their money on something they want. Heck, people collect Yu-Gi-Oh! And Pokemon cards, and I don't really see the same standards towards those who collect those. And yes, I will bring up the fact that there has been a case where people have been putting more focus onto collecting Funko Pops and taking care of their families per se. However, that reflects more on the person than the Funko Pops. The Funko Pops is to make one neglectful. The person was already a bad person before that. Just like let people have fun, man. Another thing I hear is that Funko Pops are lacking in detail and to buy other figures, like Nendroid, for example. Now, I am not trying to hate on Android or any other figures in this counterclaim, but you guys do realize that by having more detail, it kind of brings up the price range a bit, you know? For example, on average, a Funko Pop is about 15 US dollars. For an Android, though, they are way more expensive. Yes, I agree, they are more detailed, but be honest, who's going to casually spend about $80 for a figure for their collection? Not saying that people don't. If you do that, that's fine, but like, let's say the average buyer who's is the average buyer going to spend $80 on a figurine, you know? Especially in today's economy. Like I said, I'm not trying to hate on Androids in this. I think Androids are cool and everything. But, like, which one would you rather spend money on? A $15 figurine or like $80, bro? Now, all I'll really say here is that looks are subjective. If you think Funkos are ugly, then that's your opinion. In my opinion, they're kind of cute. But like I said, looks are subjective. I'd hear people say that Funko has too many IPs under their belt and it gets annoying. But like guys, Funko is a company. What is the number one goal of a company? Money! In order for the business to survive, Funko kind of needs money. And what is one way of getting more money? Having a huge customer base. For example, let's say that Funko just made Marvel Funko Pops. Yeah, they might make a good profit since Marvel is one of the highest grossing media franchises in the world. However, when all Marvel fans get all their favorite characters, they kind of have no need to buy more. That's when buying more licenses to different IPs comes in handy. Let's say a Marvel fan is also a huge Star Wars fan. And oh look, they have Star Wars Funko Pops with their favorite characters. You see where I'm coming from, right? The more IPs Funko gets the licenses to, the more their customer base expands. For example, I'll use me. I'm not really big on Marvel as much as the rest of the world is. However, I am a huge anime fan. So Funko having the licenses to so many shows that I absolutely love makes me more likely to buy them more. Jujutsu Kaisen, Chainsaw Man, frieren Beyond Journey's End, Demon Slayer Kimetsu no Yaiba, Attack on Titan, dandadan. You see where I'm getting at? And there are still more IPs I would love to see, like the Apothecary Diaries, for example, nier automata. I still wish they made more Persona Pops. And there are even more IPs they're getting. Recently, they announced that they are making Hazbin Hotel Funko Pops. Whether your opinion on Hazbin is positive or negative, this is still pretty huge considering Hazbin is an indie show and has a very passionate fan base. Money, money, money. And that's not even mentioning K-pop Demon Hunters, bro. That movie was big this year. That's kind of the point. Funkos are figurines, not action figures. You put one on your nightstand like I do, it looks cool. It's literally just decoration, bro. It's just cool having your favorite character on your nightstand or around your room to look at. This is probably one of the biggest criticisms of Funko I have seen. So Funko Pops have been taking up spots in stores, according to some people. But like, where? I have been to Walmarts, toy stores, and GameStops, but Funko Pops always have their own dedicated section. If you don't want to buy it, then move along. Another thing is that Funkos are everywhere at anime or comic conventions. This just doesn't make sense to me as to why one would care so much. An anime or comic convention's purpose is to bring people together who share a common interest. Throughout that time, it's obvious that some convention goers would want to get a cheap figurine of the character that, who knows, they might be cosplayed as. Also, at conventions, people spend a lot of money, whether that be parking, convention passes, the artist alley, or even merchandise. Funkos are more accessible to those wanting figurines. Also, signing things such as Funko Pops is a way for your favorite voice actor to make money. Unfortunately, voice actors aren't paid well. What's another way to make money? Come on down to conventions and sign merch, including Funkos, to make some money. This is how voice actors make money, and by removing Funkos at conventions, actors could lose a good portion of the income they get from these conventions. While I have been defending Funko for a bit, I do agree with some criticisms of Funko. Okay, I legitimately have no idea what it is with Funko and their obsession with making 15 different versions of the same character, with the only difference being the hair or a blood splatter or something. Like, why does Punch Stuff from Chainsaw Man have so many sleeping positions? They could have easily used that same energy to make an Angel Devil Pop or even a Reze figure. Okay, I cannot defend Funko here. Like, WTF, bro. So I want to make some things clear. I am not a huge Funko fan. I buy the products because they make figurines of things I like. However, I am not a huge collector of them, and I usually take them out of the box. I just found the hate that these got to be really stupid and overblown, in my opinion. Like, let people like things. If you don't like it, get a life and leave those alone who do. And stop calling them cringe, okay? And if you just don't like them or see the appeal, I'm not talking about you then. You're cool. I'm talking about those who just can't accept that people can like things that you don't and have to always trash on it and treat it like it's the most horrible thing in the world. And it's literally a $15 figurine of Gojo from JDK. Like, bro, really? Thank you very much for watching this video. If you like it, please leave a like and maybe check out the other videos I make. Bye bye.